Hello everybody, Leo Arctica here. Welcome back to Barry. Now when we last left off, Marcus revealed his true colours by trying to get us killed by calling the creatures, the light creatures I should say, to our location. We managed to evade them by escaping into an elevator. And we just found out that these creatures, even though they can't be killed with normal firearms, they seem to be slowed down by firearms. I do not know if that's going to help me in the future, but at least I have some way of fighting them. So anyway, you pretty much know the drill by now. Let's just get on to Chapter 4 and see what happens next. Are you got ready? Here we go. Chapter 4. Alright, we're back in the elevator, yeah. The ride up the elevator is tense. I take a series of deep breaths, doing everything I can to stay in control. Amy has gotten back to her feet, but her head is pressed against the elevator wall like she suppresses a series of sobs. I find myself trying to remember the way those creatures looked, but mine seems to shudder at the effort. I have seen something that is an impossibility, a mockery of what I've known is real. This fills me with a terror that dwarfs anything else I've felt since discovering this facility. I try to focus my mind on something else. I remember Marcus's threats. I wonder if we'll see Marcus again, I say, mostly to myself. Do you think Marcus got away from those things, Amy asks? Well, we all don't like this guy, guys, so I probably... Then again, I don't know. I kind of hope he doesn't get away, but I don't know if saying that in front of Amy would be a good thing, but you know what? I'm going to speak my mind. Me too, she says. Okay, she agrees with me. Looking at the ground, her arms folded. So I say, how did you end up here? She gives a nervous chuckle and shrugs. I used to work with the Pentagon. It's some pretty upper echelon stuff, and I still can't discuss. I assume this place is even more upper echelon, I said. This place isn't even on the scale, she answers. My job was a cakewalk compared to this. Then why stay, I asked. Because the money is ridiculous. I have a 13-year-old daughter already talking about Harvard. You do the math. Well, at least those... Harvard, huh? That's ambitious. Any other kids? They seem like logical questions. I don't know, let's try to keep this calm. No, just the one. Her dad split on us when she was 3. I never remarried, so no siblings for her. I may have already gotten one, but the one I've got is amazing. Aww. Amy pauses before continuing softly. What if I never see? The voice breaks off, and the words are too terrible to say. Her eyes are filled with tears. The elevator comes to a stop. The slight ding of his interrupting in the moment. Amy hastily wipes her eyes and wastes no time in getting back inside the command center. Oh yeah, that's right, we're coming up to the command center to try and turn the computers on, I think. And, oh yeah, Dennis is down there still. Oh, I hope he's alright. I ready the rifles, suddenly turning certain that there are more of those creatures waiting us in the hallway in the second level. But the way is clear, allowing us the haul ass to the command center. Once again, I find myself staring at the screens and shows my ruined worksite. Okay, Amy says, typing commands rapidly. It can't be that hard. I keep peeking on my shoulder, my senses feeling as if the monsters are sneaking up on us, mere inches away. I then think of Dennis and wonder how he's faring back on the level 3. Is he safe? I look back to the screens and see that Amy has finally found what she's looking for. A prompt on the screen says, override of hangar doors and all level 3 locks requires clearance code. Amy types in a number with shaky fingers, and the screen goes black for a moment. The moment the words override confirm come up on the screen, Amy jumps up from the chair and heads out of the room. We have to be quick, she says. We have exactly 20 minutes to open those hangar doors. Let's not waste time yet. Let's get moving. I follow her out to the command center and bound back into the hallway towards the same elevator that brought us here. Amy punches the elevator button and the door slides open. We're taking this same elevator back to the biochem room, I said. Those creatures are still there. It's the only way back down, she says. The other way is blocked by those hydraulic doors we pulled. Hopefully the creatures left. Hopefully. Oh, something tells me they haven't. Neither of us say anything else as we share the same look of immense dread. We step back into the elevator and head down to the biochem room on level 3. Ooh, this is actually going quite quick. Yep, here. Oh god, there's lots of blood still. Oh dear. As the elevator door opens, we peer out looking to see if the creatures are still in the area. But it's all clear. When Amy looks to me, her eyes are clear and strong. Marcus wasn't entirely wrong. Amy says she started walking out towards the hangar doors. About what, I ask? About how I'm partially to blame for this. Why would you be to blame? Well, I don't know. She may have a lot of clearance, but she sounds like a low-level employee. Some of the things we do here, it's scary. We should have known that one day something like this would happen. Everyone here with knowledge of what goes on level 3 is to blame, she says. It's highly advanced research facility, I say, doing amazing but risky stuff. So you're partially to blame by just working here, but I can understand the dedication. So why don't you tell me a bit more about what does go on level 3, I ask. Are you familiar with the Large Hadron Collider from Switzerland? I've heard the phrase, but that's about it, I say. It's a powerful particle accelerator, he explains. Right now, they're using it to try and create things called dark matter. It's theorized that this dark matter actually makes up for the majority of the universe, but parts of the universe is very different from ours. My guess is the people at the LHC site will probably create the first dark matter particle in about 2018 or 2019. Here in this facility, we had to create almost 10 years ago. It was the key to our research. This is actually quite scarily near to 2018 and 19. Well, does this have to do something to do with those things? And what does this matter do? I want to know more about the things. Well, we still don't know all about these dark matter or other matter that we have yet to identify. Those creatures could be made of it, or maybe there's some even more exotic matter. We just don't know. If dark matter is responsible, there's no real answer to have. I scratch my head just like that. So you're saying this dark matter helps with what? Opening up dimensions or something? That's the theory, she says. During point-to-point transfer, the subjects are gone for about 3 to 6 seconds. There's no way to see or measure their presence, but they exist somewhere. From what we can tell, they exist in a kind of void. Have you done... that's true. Have you done this with people? We have sent human subjects through. Almost all of them return successfully. I make an involuntary grimace. Almost. There was one man, Dr. Cannon, who didn't return. We don't know where. She trails off, taking a moment to collect herself. I'm sorry I ask, I say, feeling my mind starting to bend inward again. As we continue to walk through the silos, we walk past the area where we left Marcus behind, but he's long gone. Maybe he found a way out. I realize that we're walking very close together between the silos, perhaps trying to create an illusion of safety. We reach the exit connecting the hangar, where Dennis hopefully still is. My gut clenches, and my heart hammers in my chest as we open the door and walk through. I lift the rifle. At first, it seems there's nothing waiting for us. And that's when I see the glowing, hulking shape to my left. Closing in. Oh, shit. That's not good. Is it Dennis? Or is it one of the creatures? The creature's about 10 feet away, coming in quickly, so I do the first thing that comes to mind. I drop to the ground, make myself a smaller target, and raise the rifle. I'm not sure if I should just unload on the bastard or try to choosy about my shots and weaken it, or at least try to slow it down. Shoot to weaken? Well, we obviously know the bullets don't kill the thing, so I'm guessing weaken it will be the best solution. Maybe we can scare it off, I don't know. My shot causes the entire Mookie White frame to jerk to the floor. It flounders like its ghost-like tentacles, writhing with rage as it cries out at me. It seems to turn and jerk away, parts of it appearing and disappearing every few feet. It moves down the hall and out of sight. Oh, did it work? I look quickly around for others, but there's only one. But there's only Amy. She looks at where the monster went with wide eyes. Her face is pale. I wonder if, like me, she's able to feel her mind trying to retreat. Come on, I say. Let's find Dennis and get through those hangar doors. Amy glances at her watch and nods. We're already down to 6 minutes. Really? We turn towards the hangar door, and I'm a little disgusted with myself because the bloody scene that shocked me seems now as mild. Amy goes to work on the computer console on the side of the doors. She starts punching in keys before saying, "This is going to take some time." "I thought you already unlocked it," I asked. "I did," she says, "but this door, there's still security permissions I need to hack. Marcus would have known how to do this." Shh, oh dear. She trails off and I decide to let her work. Suddenly, something slams into me. I feel my feet leave the floor, and I'm literally thrown across the concrete. I look up in time to see one of the creatures. It is apparently in no hurry to attack me again, focusing on Amy instead. She's not armed. I need to come up with a plan to get this thing away from her so it can focus on getting the door open. It raises one of its flickering appendages, making me certain that part of its makeup is pure light and energy. I could easily take a shot with my rifle. My mind again goes to how much ammo I have. The only thing I can think of is to get it to chase me and lead it away from the room somewhere. That's true. I have tried to shoot the thing twice. I have no idea how much ammo I left. Oh, God. Alright. I don't know. Maybe I can throw a stone in it or something. Distract the monster and run. Hey! I yell. Right here! Come at me! I'm the one who shot you, buddy! It turns to me and I'm again faced with staring at something that has no business in this world, in this reality. The body gives off a sort of glow around its central part. A bulbous core that is branched off into two humps, much like a spider. Again, I sense that this virtual information is not accurate, but it's the best my simple mind can do to make sense of this impossible creature. It starts lurching towards me, and it lets out a shriek of agony that makes my ears feel like they're about to explode. Now I'm sure it's coming after me. I take off running and head into another hallway we haven't been down. I find myself in an industrial-looking area, and I'm pleased to find the monster has followed me through. Okay, so Amy's safe, but now I've got to lose the creature. And where the hell is Dennis? I hope he's alright. Okay, this is new. There's no blood down here, apparently. Oh god, my heart is pounding out of my chest. I forgot how good this is. The room seems to be an assortment of old pipes and tanks. I assume some of them run further down into other areas of the facility. With the creature on my tail, I dash into the maze of metal, hoping to lose it. It's definitely having a harder time squeezing through than I am, and that slows it down. Of course, the room's not a cage of any kind. The thing is still heading towards me, shredding through the pipes as it rages. I notice that sometimes it's breaking the steel girders, but other times it seems like it's somehow merging or changing them. The pipes that were separate are now connected together in a way that makes my head hurt. I finally get to a good amount of distance between myself and the creature, and I think it's lost my trail. I need to get back to those hangar doors. There's not much time before they close shut. But if I make a sound, that creature will be on my heels again. Well, that's quite logical. It seems that those creatures are attracted to sound, but I don't know how much time I'll have left. I mean, if I bolt, I might be able to make it back and we could shut the door on it, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh god. Oh god. Alright. I'm going to try and be stealthy about this. Wish me luck, guys. I take care to stay silent, twisting myself through some more pipes, and making my way back towards the door. I don't know why I'm whispering, and I entered through. The creature doesn't seem to pick up on this. I see it's glowing back as I come around. It lets out a static scream that makes my inside feel like jelly. I don't even look back. I slide quietly through the rusted obstacle course and tiptoe back to the hangar doors. Did I make it? Did I make it? Is Amy still there? Is she alright? I burst back into the large room and see Amy still working. Okay, she's working on the computer terminal by the hangar doors. You okay? I ask Amy. I clearly are battling for the control of her faculties. Steel determination wins out, and she gives a grim nod. Any sign of where Dennis went? I ask, hoping she hasn't noticed his body somewhere. No, she replies. It's then I realize I have no idea how many rounds I have remaining in the rifle. Okay. This isn't a model I'm familiar with. Outside of some deer hunting, I'm not much of an expert on firearms. Still, I'm able to locate the chamber easily, and there are only 2 rounds left. I silently curse myself for being too trigger-happy earlier. How on time are we, I ask her. 2 minutes. I'm going as fast as I can, she says. Amy does her best to focus on the keyboard, but there's still no sign of Dennis. Well, before I have time to look around, a screeching sound erupts from the other end of the room. I bring the rifle up in a shooter's stance and turn around. With the hangar door right behind me, there's no sign of Dennis and a closing window of time. I have to be confident. Yet when 2 monsters come around the corner, my body wants to shut down. The appendages seem to jump in time and space, reaching out for a split second independent of the body and then disappearing back to where they came from. It turns and screeches at me, glowing tentacles snaking out of its body. My knees tremble uncontrollably. Behind me, Amy shrieks. I feel myself losing control, my mind sliding into the abyss of insanity. I pull myself back from the grim, and I've got to stay in control. What do you mean turn away? Ugh, but I've got to... You mean run away? Or turn your back on them? Oh, I don't want to shoot them. I don't want to shoot... I don't want to shoot them. This is probably bad. It seems like even no matter what I do, something bad's gonna happen. I don't know. Maybe we should run. I don't know. Turn away. I could stand here and use my last 2 shots, but what good would that do? So instead I turned to face the hangar doors. How much longer before you get these things open? Not long, she says, furiously typing into the terminal as commands flood on the screen. I doubt it, I think to myself. Can I do anything to help, I ask. She doesn't answer, deep in concentration. I turn back and see a looming shape appear. The creature comes round the corner, screaming out that static-like sound. I step away from Amy and the hangar door and towards the monster, ready to defend her. I ready my rifle, but the creature wastes no time. It makes a jerky motion towards me, and there's a sharp pain in my chest as it collides with me. Or through me, it's hard to tell. My instinct is to try and grapple or hold this thing down, but then I realize I don't even know if that will work. Well, even though the bullets, they didn't go through the thing, they actually hit it. So, come on, let's try and fight this thing. Come on. Bring it on, bitch! I try to grapple with the creature, but it feels very different from my struggle with Marcus earlier. It's not easily grabbed. My fingers slide through parts of it, and in some parts like a ghost, others like a jellyfish. Touching it burns my hands, but only slightly. When I realize I can't grip it, I quickly spring away and turn to face it. With a scream of defiance, I raise the rifle and put a round in its core. The shot lands dead center, and the light inside of it flickers almost violently. It falls back against the wall, issuing a hiss of its telltale static noise. It then jerks away and retreats, at least for now. Another terror appears out of nowhere, screaming at me with its high-pitched whine. It bounds forward, charging in its strange, spastic way. I aim the rifle, intending to take this one into the core too. I take several shots, but it's still coming at me. As it slams into me, I pull the trigger again and realize that my rifle is now empty. On contact, the wind is knocked out of my lungs, and the back of my head strikes the floor. But neither of these things is alarming as the fact that the beast is now on top of me. Its exterior is like a seashell that has been pounded on the surface so long that it has lost all edge and ridges. But the grip it tries to capture with me is pure violence. I feel those lights so dependent to start to wrap around me. I see the rifle, knowing that it's empty, but hoping I can use it to wedge or to push the thing off me. The way of the monster is erratic. One moment it feels weightless, another feels like I'm going to be crushed. I push upwards with the rifle. The monster budges a bit, but almost seems to absorb it, warping around its grip. I see the core of its body, spider-like shape, connected to the rest of its thin, white strings of tissue. I'll be dead within seconds unless I fend it off or get help. Amy needs to focus on the door. Come on. Fucking punch this thing! Release the rifle and punch it! I do my best to give one last shot to push it off, but my hands melt through. I curse myself for wasting so many bullets earlier. Oh no. 2 of its appendages wrapped around my shoulder. I feel a white-hot pain fill my body. The tentacles burn, and I realize they are actually going through my shoulder, like a kid pulling apart the stitches of a doll. But then I see the creature extend its tentacle in aggravation while making that static screeching sound. The creature flickers, releasing me suddenly. With a shudder and a cry of desperation, I roll away from it and see that a large hole has appeared in its luminous core. The creature disappears into thin air and reappears a few feet away from me, retreating backwards towards the biochem room. Amy looks over at me from her terminal at the hangar, looking petrified. Dennis stands several feet away, holding a shotgun! He walks slowly towards us, as clearly just as scared as out of sorts as we are. You okay, boss? He asks, but his eyes aren't on me. They are looking at the creature, trying to understand what exactly he has just seen. About 15 minutes ago, I heard the door to that maintenance room unlock, Dennis says, pointing to the door, and I tried to bust my way in through earlier. Ah, Amy says, when I did the override in the command center, I unlocked all the small doors down here, including that maintenance door. Oh, Dennis, you hero. I went inside, and there I hid, Dennis continues. And when I was waiting for you to come back, I found a massive trunk. There were a few guns in it, so I grabbed this one, he says, patting his shotgun. Oh, thank God. Oh, Dennis, you hero. Oh, Dennis, you hero. Also, Amy, you hero for opening the doors. I thought I made a mistake there. I thought I was going to die. I'm glad you're safe, Dennis. Thanks, boss, he says. Me too. She doesn't break eye contact with the panel. Almost done, he replies. Suddenly, without warning, a shot ricochets off the wall behind Amy's head. Startled, we look around, confused. Did Dennis' gun go off? When another shot blasts near us again, we all drop to the floor. Oh God, is it Marcus? I look around and wonder who or what could be possibly shooting at us. Those creatures don't do anything that sounds remotely like a gunfire. And I see him. Marcus. I should have killed him when I had the chance. He has a rifle walking towards us, an insane look in his eye. "You all deserve to die," he screams, unleashing another round. I hear it whiz past my head. Dennis doesn't hesitate. He stands up and shoots at Marcus, causing him to retreat. "How much longer, Amy?" "Almost there," she says quietly. She said that several times. She makes a few final key presses and says, "Done." The doors open, and the noise of the hydraulics and a whoosh of air. With Marcus pinned down by Dennis's gunfire, we start moving towards the door. At that moment, another creature jerks into existence around the corner, between us and Marcus. "Shit," Marcus says, and starts unloading into it. But then he learns the same lesson we did. This only slows the creature down. Marcus gives us one last look, and then turns and runs off in another direction. Dennis, Amy, and I climb up ahead through the doors, moving on nothing more than an adrenaline. I see a look longingly at the maintenance door. Dennis took the shotgun from. "You get to the hangar," Dennis says. "I'll get some more firepower." Satisfied with the plan, Amy heads through the door. We scramble inside, finally inside the hangar. Dennis approaches from behind, holding several guns and looking like a kid who grabbed an armful of Halloween candy. Amy reaches out for a 9mm with one hand. Dennis turns to me and holds out a shotgun and a handgun for me to choose. Both look deadly. The shotgun looks more powerful, but the handgun will probably be more precise. I like shotguns, but yeah. Shotgun or handgun. You know what? I'm going to take that shotgun. You took the shotgun. I take the shotgun, surprised how heavy it feels, but also invigorated by its weight. There are more creatures coming, as I see as many as a dozen. They are floating down the hall quickly, their tentacles slithering. The way their light seems to mingle together is almost beautiful. "Close the door!" I yell at Amy. She dashes to another terminal, mounted on the inside of the hangar doors, and tries desperately to close them. "It's not working," she says with tears in her eyes. "This terminal is disabled." Dennis looks through the open doors, readying himself to shoot the first monster that nears us. "Should we try to slow a few down or just run for it?" he asks, his gun at the ready. No, we need to conserve our ammo. We may have powerful guns, we got more guns now, but let's run for it. "Good idea," says Amy. With that, we turn around, sprint into the hangar floor. We need to conserve our ammo. As Marcus found out, these bullets only slow them down. We don't know how to kill these things. God, okay, we're in the hangar. God, this is intense. This is fucking intense. The room is enormous, so large that to call a room seems silly. A large concrete floor stretches out below an expansive lofted ceiling. The area is mostly empty except for one side, which has rows and rows of metal barrels. Back on the far walls, a lit area seems to expose more rooms, labs, and machinery. Also in the rear of the hangar, I can see some kind of chamber or control center. Dennis and I follow Amy across the hangar floor. Behind us, a series of rough slithering sounds tells us that the creatures have made their way into the hangar. From somewhere up ahead, a loud buzzing noise sounds out. It reminds me of the slight buzzing noise I heard in the forest, the noise that got me into all this trouble in the first place. I look around and see that in the far back of the hangar, a bright red light is flashing. There is a small hatch or door below the light. That hatch is open, and I can see a shape inside it. I can barely make out the figure of a man standing there, holding an industrial microphone. And as soon as I see him, I hear his huge amplified voice. It blares down the intercom system, and he sounds pissed. "I don't know who the hell you are," he says, "but this is government property on lockdown, and there are protocols to—" Shit! I assume the curse coincides with the exact moment he sees the creatures. They are making their way through the hangar doors. They are about 20 feet behind us, and the creatures, I act instinctively, squeezing off 2 shots with a shotgun. The first sprays low, hitting the floor, causing a shower of sparks, but the second shot causes one monster to jerk backwards. It's a good thing that a shotgun is quite forgiving. And Amy and Dennis take cue and start firing as well. The floor becomes littered with a swirling white fluid from the wounded creatures' bodies, but they are not slowing down. The alarm begins to keep shrieking behind us, and I turn to see if anything has changed back there. I trip over my feet. I hit the ground hard and in almost comic fashion, slide several feet across the floor. From the ground I see what we have managed to turn back 4 of them, but I also see that my estimate of a dozen is off. There are at least 20 of them. Their sick dim lights, sinister and gloomy. Their appendages seem to bind together as they come forward. My only hope of survival is that that man in the faraway door has somehow shuts the hangar door. His voice comes blaring over the intercom again, broken by the booming noise the gunfire is laying down. Run here, towards the isolation chamber! I'm not sure how much time we have. I realize that I can sprint ahead of Amy and Dennis, or I can hang back and give them cover. No, I'm not gonna leave them behind. Fuck that. Give them some covering fire. I look after my friends. Go inside where the guy is, he said. I'll make sure we don't have any of those things right on our tails. I'll hold them back for a while. I know it sounds macho, but it also feels like the right thing to do. I have to at least try to give them some kind of chance to escape. So as Amy and Dennis run through the doors, I blast the next thing I see moving. All I get for my troubles is a stag-like hiss and a high-pitched whistling noise. I'm able to beat them back for a bit, forcing them to scatter. Each flicker of light is some small victory. If nothing else, I'm buying Amy and Dennis time. When I'm certain there is nothing more I can do, I turn and run. I hustle quickly to catch up with Amy and Dennis, who stop and turn to provide me some covering fire. There, Amy says, pointing at the small door with the man standing earlier. The swarm is less than 15 feet away now, so fierce they are pushing through one another to get at us. I fire, still not used to the kick of the shotgun. I aim for the core of one button, but the shot hits low. Still, it knocks the bastard back, giving me some time to readjust. We're in the middle of the hangar floor now, the isolation chamber ahead and the monsters behind. Behind me, Dennis also fires. The kick of the gun jolts him, probably a result of his being weakened from the blood loss. His shot lands true, though, causing a jerking stumble and a flickering of its lights. We're almost in, Dennis yells at us. Amy yells, and we get close to the door, and oh god, I'm losing my train of thought. We're almost in, Amy yells as we get close to the door, and hope will save us. Let's get inside fast as we can. Run! I waste no time heading for the room. I basically leap towards the door, already feeling a little bit more secure. I nearly shout for joy when I reach the frame, but then feel something hot seep into my back. Roger! Dennis yells. Oh no. The pain in my back is so immense that I barely notice the fact of being lifted from the ground. I look down and see one of the creatures using its flowing arms to grab me by the waist, its tentacles wrapping around me. It lifts me into the air as if presenting me as a trophy to its friends. I can't angle the shotgun to fire off a round, so I bring the stock down the monster's translucent smooth body. It's like striking at fog. My attacks are very little effect. As it continues to hoist me up screeching its approval, Dennis comes back out of the room and fires off a shot. The bullet catches the monster on the underside of its core, sending it backwards and causing it to freeze for a moment. It releases me and I hit the floor, dropping my gun, and again finding myself unable to breathe. I feel slightly dizzy, but that fades when I see Dennis is still standing outside the door. He's firing into the beast like a madman, and doesn't see the one to his left, oh no, coming in from the wall. Dennis, look, push him out of the way. I try to dash towards Dennis to push him out of the way. Oh no, but there's not enough time. The creature jerks out of existence and reappears right behind him. By that time, Dennis turns and sees the creature coming. It's already drawn several of its appendages back to strike. Dennis tries to raise the gun, but is knocked away by one of its tentacles. Oh no. A second tentacle strikes Dennis, is spun around and thrown off balance by the attack. Dennis catches himself before falling. The third tentacle wraps around Dennis's forearm, and I can see it squeeze, tightening instantly. The tip of his appendage passes clean through his hand, its blood-soaked tip poking through his palm. Dennis faces grimaces with pain and usually tries to wrench his arm free, but the creature's tentacle has his hand speared, like a nail through wood. In a moment of dark clarity, I realize I can free him with a clean shot at the monster's tentacle. But it will likely mean blowing Dennis's hand off. Dennis, I yell over the creature's high-pitched static voice. Can you get free? I have to have a shot. Maybe. Dennis, no. Dennis gasps the creature, tossing like a hand. Don't shoot. I can get free. I can't tell if he's right, but the other monsters are starting to encircle him. I need to act fast. Oh no. What if he can't get free? Oh, I don't want to lose Dennis. I should have just yelled at him. Oh god. Oh god. If I shoot him, what if he bleeds out from it? He's already weakened from blood loss. I really don't think he can break free. Sorry, Dennis. It's for your own good. I hope it works. If I don't take the shot while I have it, they are going to kill him. In a last-ditch effort, I try getting a good shot off the monster, but there is none. It'll hurt Dennis even worse if I try. I take aim and fire off a shot. The shot lands perfectly and results in a lot of blood and screams about Dennis and the creature. Dennis's hand disappears in a spray of red and the monster's appendages simply fades away. It literally seems to wink out of existence. The creature screeches while Dennis hits the floor, wailing in pain. I'm sorry, Dennis. The reality of what I have just done sets in and nearly paralyzes me. Get him, Amy says. I'll cover you. I nod, still reeling from the sight of what I've done to Dennis. I stumble out of the door. Amy's true to her word. She fires off a few rounds into the approaching creatures as I make it to Dennis. I grab him of him and with my good arm. I drag him backwards as fast as I can, nearly falling down in the process. When I reach the doorway, Amy reaches down and helps me drag his body the few final feet into the room. She manages to pull off another shot, and I look to see what she has hit. I see a dozen or so of the monsters. Dennis is writhing in pain. He looks up at me. He is sneering. "You crazy asshole!" he screams. He shudders violently, sweat and tears coursing down his pale face. Amy slams the door behind us finally. We're finally in the room, hopefully safe within what looks like to be an isolation chamber of some sorts. Along the frame, a little electrical lock beeps and the door is secured. Oh my god. I think I made some very bad choices. But if I didn't do something, I think Dennis was going to die, and I didn't want that to happen. Okay, what are my results? Oh god, this is fucking intense. Okay, self-control. You and 49% of players shot to weaken the creature, not to kill it. Keep them at bay. You and 41% of players distracted the creature instead of shooting. Weapon of choice. You and 43 players took the shotgun instead of the handgun. Judgment call. You and 57 of players disobeyed Dennis's wishes not to shoot, causing him to lose his hand. Holy shit. Oh god, this is so fucking intense. I really feel like I'm in this story with them. My heart is palpitating out of my chest. And all I'm doing is reading. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, but this is the final chapter, guys. So I'm going to end this episode here and move straight on to the next one. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this episode, guys. Click the links below if you want to see the beginning of this series, or if you want to see any other interactive stories I've done. And so into the next terrifying episode, take care of yourselves and bye-bye.